lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Rodney.
Come on, everybody, begin to clap your hands and let's praise the Lord. The Bible says that weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning time. Yeah. No more sorrow, no more pain, no more heartache. This is the day I've got joy. I've got joy. Now I have peace in my heart. Jesus gave me a brand new start. I've got joy. I've got joy. 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 I've got soul. All I have is the Holy Ghost. I've got joy. I've got joy. Joy. Yeah. Everybody lift him higher. Everybody praise his name. Everybody lift him higher. Praise his joyful name. Everybody lift him higher. Everybody praise his name. Everybody lift him higher. Praise his joyful name. Lift him higher. Oh yeah. Higher. 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 Yeah. Higher. Lift his Savior. Higher. 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 Yeah. Everybody lift him higher. Everybody praise his name. Everybody lift him higher. Praise his joyful name. Everybody lift him higher. Everybody praise his name. Everybody lift him higher. Praise his joyful name.
I've got joy down deep in my soul, yeah. Joy cometh in the morning time.
amen, and amen.
Amen.
I got
Wow.
joy. Christina, you got joy. Christina, do you have joy?
Every day. Oh, my gosh.
Day.
Every day.
That's what I'm talking about. Joy
Yep.
like a river. Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Rodney Pearson on Crisis. I'm your host and my co-host.
Christina Eve is on in-house. I was going to say on the line. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, I was literally busting out. I do, and the producer, the lady behind the little claps and the music and everything, Miss Kimmy Kim from Elation Radio. Yes. I just wanted to drop a little shout out for her, running everything behind the scenes. So totally grateful for her. So she's like a DJ playing those amazing praise and worship songs before the show and after the show. I love it.
Yes, and I think one of the things that we appreciate is how she also helps to promote, and she puts everything together. I mean, she's not just the owner of the station, but she really is a working owner. She gives us advice. Yep. She sends out promos. She does all of that stuff. Kimmy Kim, we love you.
Yes, we do. You need to add that little clap effect for yourself, girl. There we go.
Clap for yourself. Excuse me for my cough. I'm still getting over bronchitis. But anyway, let's get to our show because, Christina, we have our special guest who was just with us on our TV show, Miss Shanice Holland, because I messed up her name so much. She kept trying to correct me when we were on TV.
I broke it down for you.
That's right. I was surprised she didn't spell it, Shanice, how are you doing? Shanice, are you there? Hello? Christina, you still there?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Yeah, just waiting for a response.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to her just then. I don't know if she's on mute or what happened. Christina, Shanice, are you there?
Okay, I just got a message that she's not on right now.
Oh, okay, she's not on. So let me send her a message just to make sure because this is a story that we definitely want to hear.
Definitely, yes, an incredible story. She's an amazing, amazing woman. And it's just what's fascinating to me is like we've been doing this, for a while, and each story is so different, because each person, their lives, and I get inspired every single time I hear another story. It moves me. I'm a survivor myself, but just hearing them and things that they've overcome, and just seeing them glowing, and just walking in that light now, and you wouldn't even think that they had gone through anything traumatic.
Especially with the successes, that you see and all of that kind of stuff, it is just so powerful, just knowing that people are going through the things that they're going through. And, I think the thing that was amazing about her is that, she's very humble, but she's been through so much.
And just she still got that beautiful smile that, you just see her, just making things happen. And very ambitious, goal oriented, just a beautiful, beautiful lady.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's a great thing. That is such a wonderful thing. Christina, just while we're waiting for her to get online, you've been getting some good touches in the field of entertainment here. Got some not just auditions, you've been getting some parts, right?
Wow, yes, I've just been blessed to talk about not looking like what you've been through. If somebody told me, hey, you're going to be in commercials, you're going to be acting, yeah, there's no way. I would avoid excuse me. being in front of the camera, behind. So, yeah, God had blessed me, just opened doors with a couple of commercials. I had a lead role in a play. I played Mary Magdalene. And then recently, Nurse Joan in the jailhouse, I landed a part, and then they extended the part, which was amazing because I'm really, really excited about that.
Right.
Yeah, so I literally caught myself, watching certain things, just kind of educating myself. But it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
That is excellent. Wow. And let's see, Shanice, are you on with us yet?
Yes, sir. I've been here.
Oh, we couldn't hear you. We were like, the mute button is on. What was the signal? Hey, but you're here now. That's all that matters.
Woohoo!
Shanice Collins is here with us. Yes. So we've been talking about. So you heard all of that good stuff we were saying behind your back. Shanice. Now, she must be in a place where she's got bad signal going on or something.
Yeah, so she's like, I've been on. Okay. Are you there?
There must be a problem with the signal.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
That's because I was muted. Somebody had me muted.
Okay. Well, you're unmuted now. We hear your voice. Your mouth is loud and clear.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for having me. I was like, what's going on? I'm super excited to be here. How are you all this evening?
We are doing great. We are doing just great, Shanice. I mean, we were so looking forward to this show with you tonight because you did such a great job on the TV show, and I was so glad you were available for tonight. So glad.
Guess what I'm doing right now? I'm actually in Dallas, Texas. I'm launching the start of my new travel business on today, and I'm on the 48th floor of some tower looking over the city, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm excited right now. I have a room full of people here just to celebrate me.
This is great. But wait a minute, Christina, did you get your ticket? Because I didn't get my ticket.
I'm sorry. I didn't even buy my own ticket. I didn't buy my own ticket.
You didn't get your own ticket. Okay,
I didn't get my own ticket.
I'm going to let it go this time then. I'm going to let it go, okay?
Yes, forgive me, please.
At the end of our show, I definitely want you to be able to tell the people about your business, what you're doing, and all of that kind of stuff. Because definitely if it gives an opportunity for somebody else, we want to make sure that happens, all right?
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. But in the meantime, we ain't at the end of the show. We're still at the beginning of the show. In the world, started your, excuse me, your whole domestic violence trip. We want to hear about it. Sunday is going to air here in Phoenix on the TV program. But Shanice, tell our audience about you. Where did this domestic violence start? We got more time than we had on TV, even though the show got cut down quite a bit. But go ahead and tell us your story, all right?
Okay, most definitely. Thank you for letting me share my story. So it started, when I was around 23, 24 years old. I was married at the time. I was in the military. I was a mother of one, and I had just had a baby. Actually, it started while I was pregnant, actually before I had the baby. And, I had been married for about 3 years at the time. My ex-husband was, was subtle at first, the verbal abuse, and then it went into the kind of, emotional abuse, and then the physical started. That's when the physical started. I was pregnant one time, and I was just laying on my bed, and I asked him to do something or something he didn't do, and he just got upset, and threw a book at my face. And then my nose started bleeding. And I was like, what is that all about, you know? And at the time, being young and dumb, you know, I was just really like, okay, well, this is my husband. Maybe he's just going through something. And I didn't think about, you know, any long-term effects or, you know, if he would do it again and things of that nature. I was just, you know.
Right.
Basically, like, you know, that's my husband. So, you know, I forgave him, and, you know, he said he wouldn't do it again. And basically, you know, he did it time and time again. You know, there was different times where he would do it, and then, you know, I would talk to somebody about it, like, you know, my aunts and stuff, and they're like, oh, you got to work out your marriage. My great aunts and grandmother at the time, they said, you got to work out your marriage. I went to marriage counseling and different things of that nature, but he still had his own personal issues. So no matter what counseling I went through, even going through individual counseling, because I blamed certain things on myself, it didn't work. You know, he still had his own personal issues within inside himself.
So when you realized all of this stuff was happening, you know, did you make a change, a complete change in? I mean, what happened then?
Well, as far as me making a change, I think I was more so looking at myself thinking, okay, what did I do? You know, what is it that I can do to change myself? So I did, you know, make a lot of different changes. I compromised, you know, who I was a lot of times to appease him, to satisfy him, to make sure that, you know, he wasn't angry. And even in doing that and compromising myself and, you know, taking away from who I was, not saying that you shouldn't compromise in a marriage, because marriage is all about compromise, but compromising who you are and your identity is what you shouldn't do. You most definitely have to be who you are, you know, and still remain the person that you are when you are in that marriage. You can't just become a complete total opposite person of who you were. And I started to do things that wasn't me, just because I wanted to satisfy him or appease him at that time. Now, in doing those things, the abuse still never stopped. You know, it would be subtle, and then as soon as he would get angry or upset, you know, then other situations would happen.
Okay.
When I was in Silver Spring, Maryland at the time, when I was in the military, I was stationed at Walter Reed Army Medical Center, and I was pregnant, you know, when me and my ex-husband and I first had, like, a major fight. And it ended up, you know, someone else called the police, and basically, you know, he didn't get any charges. I didn't press any charges or anything of that nature, because I just felt like, okay, well, this is my husband. And, you know, where I'm from, you know, I'm from the south side of Chicago. You know, we believe in this rule where you just don't, you know, snitch on people. You don't tell on people, and that's the new thing. And I never realized that me not telling or me not standing up for myself is not snitching. Me standing up for myself is not snitching. So most people out there that have been going through it, they are thinking the same thing, that, oh, I can't snitch, or, you know, I'm going to be in trouble if I snitch, or I'm going to feel a certain type of way, you know, if I snitch. No, it's about taking up for yourself. It's about standing up for who you are and for yourself. So it's not about snitching. So I didn't realize that until years later, after there had been several damage done to me. You know, after I left D.C., I went to Italy, and I was stationed there. And years later, after both of my daughters had grown up, my oldest daughters, I was pregnant again with my little baby. And that's when things started to escalate.
Wow. And I want to go back just for a minute, because you talked there's some good stuff, and that was that snitching is not the case. Now, you know, as like you just said, that many people, especially people of color, feel like what's done in your house is supposed to stay in your house. And you're not supposed to share it. You're not supposed to tell it. The man could be beating you under the basement, and you're supposed to come out smiling. That's a myth, right? Am I right? That's a myth.
Yes, sir. Definitely. That is a myth. And it is it's hurting our people because there are so many things that happen, not only domestic violence, but sexual assault, child abuse, different things that happen in our communities where people are like, oh, don't snitch, don't tell them this person, oh, we'll handle it to ourselves instead of letting the justice system handle it. You know, it hurts a lot of people because a lot of people never get justice that way. A lot of children never get justice. A lot of women, men, they just never get justice handling it on our own inside of our households. And a lot of times, you know, when the next generation don't know or the next people don't know what you went through, you know, for instance, my mom and her sisters were sexually molested from the time they were 5 all the way until they were 12 by, you know, their godmother's common law husband. They never told anybody. They never told people. You know, I had to find out through my dad as I got older, and, you know, I questioned my mom, why you guys didn't tell anybody? Why didn't you tell anybody? You know, and it's more so because they were threatened. People will threaten you, and, you know, I'm a firm believer. I talk to my daughters. I have 3 daughters, one 6, one 12, and one 14, and I talk to them. Let me know if anyone touches you. Nobody should touch you in a sexual manner, even if it's tickling, even if it's, you know, someone asking you to sit on their lap. You never sit on a man's lap. You know, there's certain things that I tell my daughters to be aware of when it comes to certain things or, you know, you know, abuse, especially when it comes to sexual abuse and different things of that nature. Now, it goes deeper with domestic violence because domestic violence can be emotional, it can be physical, it can be financial. And when I say I went through it all, I went through it all. And I'm not saying that to be a victim because I'm not a victim. I'm most definitely victorious because I made it. I'm here today. But I'm basically here to let people know that you can make it through if you just speak up, speak out, and find your voice. Let somebody know, even if it's calling a hotline and talking to someone you don't know.
Right, that is so good. And I think that a lot of times what people do is they do take a victim mentality. They take a defeated victim mentality, you know, because a victim is just somebody who has been exposed and has been taken advantage of by somebody else. But when they are not only victims, like you say, but, you know, they're defeated. Their mentality, their self-esteem, everything is just, it's like it's bombarded, you know, because a person wants to feel like, you know, I want to live. I just want to live. And you mentioned something earlier, too. You said that this marriage was changing who you were, and you were doing things that you would have never done before. Could you go a little deeper there? Could you share what that was like for you? What changed?
Well, you know, a lot of different things change. You know, I started, you know, dressing more provocatively because I thought that that's what, you know, he desired, you know, especially when, you know, for instance, the emotional abuse as far as, you know, him cheating and different things of that nature. I would dress more provocatively like the girls that he cheated with, you know. Come to find out when I went to, and this is something I never share with anyone, but when we went to counseling, and after we went to counseling, he had exposed that he had cheated with over 100 women. Now, imagine, you know, 100 women, 100 women. God. Just imagine all of the different soul ties. Imagine all of the different, you know, there could have been STDs. There could have been so many different things. Because I was never using protected sex with my ex-husband. What if he could have given me HIV? He could have given me anything. But when he told me that he had sex with over 100 women, it was just like, wow. You know, I've stood up here and dumbed myself down. I've changed who I was. I've tried to dress more provocatively. I've tried to do all these different things just to fit in, going to the clubs, trying to hang out with him just to be where he was. And, you know, I'm not a clubbing type of female. I've never been that type to be in the club. You know, so it's very, very hard, and it's very, very rare to, you know, to have someone who can stay in a marriage and still be themselves.
Right. Wow. Yeah, because you said this earlier, marriage is about sharing. It's about enhancing each other. It's about exposing yourselves to each other. And you do have to give a part of yourself up, but it should never be the essence of who you are. It should never be that.
Right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. It's very, very hard. It's very, very hard, and a lot of times people don't understand that it's hard. So, especially when it comes to women, we try any and everything we can to please our husbands and different things of that nature. And if we feel like we can't, we will still try to go the extra mile, regardless if that's changing who we are. We can go from a plain Jane to being a complete, the girl from a Pretty Woman.
Yeah,
It's really hard. It's really hard.
Right. And I think that when we are faced with that kind of thing, we don't always know what to do. And just like you said, we start changing, trying to adapt, trying to make ourselves hopefully pleasing, and not really grasping the fact that the person who we married is the person that they are, and it's the person who we are. That's who we really are. Unfortunately, a lot of people play the game, the bait and switch game. They put on their best performance to get the person. I just talked to a dear friend of mine in Los Angeles just today. Well, we didn't talk, we text. But anyway, they just told me about a marriage that was broken up. They were in love. Everything just seemed to be like it was perfect. They were Christians. Everything was wonderful. And as soon as, they got over the honeymoon and got together and started unfolding what their lives were really all about, that thing went into a spiral, downhill, crash, burn situation.
Wow.
So let's continue to hear more about your story. All right. So how did it go from there, Shanice? What happened from there? All of this stuff came out into the open. There was the abuse, the mental, the spiritual. Like you said, you got it all. You got it all, right?
Well, one thing I can say is, it never stopped. It never stopped. A lot of people think, well, maybe it'll stop one day. Maybe it will happen. This will happen one day. But it never stopped. A lot of times most people think, whether it's male or female, they will change, if I just keep praying, I keep doing this and doing that. Not saying that prayer doesn't change things, but guess what? God can't change someone who doesn't want to change. He gives each and every one of us will to do what it is that we desire to do in our heart. And if you don't want to change, guess what? If that man doesn't want to change, he is not going to change. And at that time, my ex-husband didn't want to change. He didn't want to be a better husband. Even if he wanted to really be a husband, he really didn't. He continued the abuse. I was in Italy. I was 4 months pregnant with my little daughter. And one day, we got into an argument, and he just threw a computer, a mini Toshiba computer at the time, in my face, and I ended up having a huge black eye and everything, and I didn't go to work the next day. At the time, I was a staff sergeant in the Army, so, that was very embarrassing. Not only that, I didn't even want to go to work because at the time I was kind of embarrassed, and, having that type of rank and stature in the military, it's like, okay, well, my soldiers are not going to respect me, my leadership, my sergeant majors and first sergeants question me. And at the time, I just wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to step in.
Shanice, you're going in and out. We lost your signal. Sorry, audience. Look like we lost her signal there. Hopefully, she's going to try to come back in. It's this kind of thing that we hear all the time. We hear people who are genuine, who are sincere, who love their spouses and are trying to do everything they can to please their spouses and have a great marriage. And these things turn out to be just devastating, just the kinds of things that make you say, it's sad. Some people don't even want to get married. They are fearful for what the end result can be. And, we try to do on our show, we try our best to expose the people and also let the victims or the people who've experienced this, the survivors, we want them to tell their story. But we don't want to scare people into feeling like they should not enter into a healthy relationship. We instead want to give people the knowledge so that they will know what red flags to look out for. What are some of the danger signs? And sometimes a person can seem like that they are just, too good to be true. And in most cases, they are. Not in all cases. Not in all cases. In the case of me and my wife, I think people did tell her I was too good to be true. But here we are, going on 15 years later, and I'm still me, and I'm still good, and she still loves me. So there was no bait and switch. Everything went well for us. So I think that what can happen in a relationship is that it can really be a bad one or it can be a good one. And that bad and good has nothing to do with the individuals as much as it is the background. Sometimes the background, the things that the person has gone through in the past, all of those things can just really, really turn what was a potentially good relationship into just a terrible situation. So it can really be bad. It can just be more than what a person even imagines. So that is really sad to hear. I am just so glad that I've had the experience of being able to have a good relationship. Now, I just got a text from on my other phone here. I can't get a text on this phone I'm talking to, but from Shanice, and she says the service keeps going out, which we could hear, and we're going to just hope that she can just come right back in. In the meantime, Kalila, are you still on the line with us? Oh, okay.
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Okay, good. And
Hi,
Shanice,
I'm here.
Shanice, you're on too? Shanice, are you there? Okay, you just sent me a text saying that you're on. Now, let's see. I just sent her a text asking, can she hear me? And she says she's on, but it's like a ghostwriter or something. She says she's on, but I don't see her. So in the meantime, I have Kalila Jones. She says she can hear me. She's on mute. Okay, so she needs to be unmuted. So producers, people in the studio, if you could please unmute her. She says that someone keeps muting her. So if you are on the studio, can you unmute her so that we can hear from her? Are you, Shanice, try to say something. Apparently you're still muted.
Well, I'm still here.
Shanice, you're there? Okay, you're not there, or something. Okay. Anyway, Kalila, you're here.
Yes.
What do you think of this story so far?
I think it is amazing the strength it takes to go through something like that and to just take the effort. And I was just listening to what she was just saying about the no snitch policy. Oh, that is, for lack of better words, that's the color folks' kryptonite right there, that snitching. Nobody wants to snitch. Nobody wants to tell. Nobody wants to speak out. And that's been something that has plagued us for centuries, and it actually still does. And I just thank God that we now have a platform in which it's being spoken upon. So it was just awesome to hear that she was trying to fight. And a lot of times we try to fight for our relationship, our friendship, whatever it is, because we really genuinely love hard. And it's hard to let go, and it's hard to phantom the one that we really love. You're bearing children, you're having a family, you're building a future, actually seeks to destroy you in some shape or form, or put hands on you or cuss you out or whatever the abuse is. You just can't phantom that. It's like you think it's just a phase, they're going through something, but at some point it's like she said, it's something in them that needs to be fixed. You know, so
right,
yeah.
It's really tough. And I think that, what always bothers me is I see these people who are so sincere. They're really trying to do the right thing. And, this kind of thing happens, and it's just a problem. It's just a problem. Right. So Shanice is still on the line. She can hear me, but for some reason she is being muted. So that's a tough thing because I certainly don't have the ability to unmute her. I'm trying to communicate to the producers there what's going on so they'll know that we got a problem here. This girl is so wonderful, and yet we can't get to her, and that's just crazy. So I'm so sorry to hear this. Let's see. Boy, this is so
great. I just couldn't fathom being in a whole nother. We go from state to state sometimes. We go from city to city, town to town. But she went to a whole nother country.
Yeah.
And here you are in a whole nother unfamiliar, to me, it's like, I couldn't fathom being in a whole nother country. And this kind of stuff is happening. You got some kids, you're pregnant. That's amazing to be able to overcome that and be able to speak on it and be an ambassador for it. I think that's so great.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that
it's
is
unfortunate
terrible.
to have to go through that, but to be able to go through it is the key.
Yep, that's right. Mhm. Right. Boy, I'm just blown away. I really am. I'm just blown away because every time I hear a story on the show, I'm always just so healing for the victims, the people who are the survivors of this thing, because they have been through so much. I mean, I couldn't imagine sitting there talking to my spouse and they throw a laptop computer at me, or throw a book. I couldn't imagine these kinds of things. And one of our production assistants, Kim Montoya, she was actually hit in the face with a spray can of WD-40. Hit in the face. What kind of thing is that?
Wow. One of the things that she said also hit me was when she talked about the soul ties, how he had confessed that he had slept with over 100 women. That's
can you speak up, Kalila?
Kalila,
can you speak up?
Can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah, you were just, that's better. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Okay. One of the things that, I got that really hit me was when she said something about the soul ties. The soul ties, when he confessed that he had slept with over 100 women, that was like, woo, like, that's a lot. And like, when we sleep with people, when we connect with people, we connect with souls and spirits. And like she said, those soul ties. Excuse me, I'm surprised she's not in the same asylum. That's a lot of soul ties.
Yeah, well, the thing that I think when it comes down to that kind of stuff, I feel like that a person who is connected with God, this is the blessing, is that we do have the protection of God wrapped around us like a hedge, and we have some protection that's there. Because, like you're saying, for many, many of us, if those soul ties stay tied, we'd be nuts and jumping off of cliffs and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But thank God for His grace that allows us the opportunity to be able to break away from that kind of stuff.
Right.
So yeah,
she was saying that she was even becoming to dress like, and she thought that's what he wanted. And like she said, she was changing herself. She was losing her identity. And we do that, and it's okay to compromise. And personally, before I married my husband, I was always going to spend a night at family member's house, or we were having like campings and all that kind of stuff. And I would be out in Pasadena every other weekend, or San Bernardino, Lancaster. But once I got married, that stopped because it wasn't that, now that I got a man, I can't be with y'all. There are just certain, I'm not a single woman anymore. It was okay for me to hang out and not come home and all that kind of stuff because I had a house to come home to, but I didn't have a husband. So once I got married, that stopped, and that's understandable. But for me to not be able to go nowhere because I have him and he's controlling and taking me away from my family, then that's a different type of thing.
Right. Okay. Now I'm on my other phone texting Shanice, and I'm asking her to send me her contact information. We're just going to have her back. That's all it is to it. This is so sad that this has happened like this. But I know for a fact that she was, just so. Her new business is flourishing. She's in Dallas, just kind of doing that new business. I appreciate Shanice. I appreciate what she has done, what she has gone through. She began to share something with us, and we'll have to have her back. But she began to share something with us called MST, and that's a military sexual trauma. And it's amazing because the more that she told us about what happened to her in the military, she talked to us about how, the good old boys club in the military, and how, you better not tell this and you better not tell that. And all of those things begin to come out as she shared it. Christina, Eve, and I, we were just fascinated because it's a side of domestic violence that many of us don't get an opportunity to really hear, to hear these stories of people who are in the military trying to serve their country, these women and others, and not just men who experience this, but these women who go on, they sign up, they expect to be treated fairly. They're going to put their life on the line, just like men put their lives on the line, and they are being harassed by many men, and it's just shameful to see that a person serving in the military would have to go through that. So sad to hear that.
Oh, yeah, that happens very often. I have several family members, females. One has had a child as a product of being raped in the service. And then I have a god sister who was in one of the services. And because she was raped by her chief and commander, and because we lost her for 2 years, and they shipped her from one sane asylum to the other for 2 years before she was able to return home.
Wow.
So it's really terrible. It's terrible. I've seen firsthand the damages those organizations, governments, businesses, ministries, all those types of things can do. It happens in church. It happens in the business, the workplace, and those are places you think are safe. You go to, like you say, serve. You're serving your country. You're healing the nation. You're a doctor. You're a nurse. You're trying to heal the nations, and here you are being abused.
Right. Yeah, it is so sad. I'm going to give our audience, here is, let's see, Shanice just sent me her contact information. She apologizes. She says that she is on the 48th floor of the tower that she's in, and she apologizes that the service did not go as well as she had hoped. But here is her website, okay? So you guys who are listening, please hear this website that's from Shanice Holdings. She is building a travel agency. She worked with another organization, but now she is building one on her own. She's super excited about it, and it's called planetmarketing.com. Planetmarketing.com. And it just seems that what she is doing is she is trying to be industrious, she's an entrepreneur. And Kalila, we know what it is to be an entrepreneur and how important it is that, people get us, we can expose people the best that we can.
Yes, very important to support. Very important. Word of mouth is very important.
Right.
And even if it's something you may not be interested in, somebody you know may be interested, so don't be stingy and share the information.
Right, exactly. So, we got planetmarketing.com. Let me see. I'm going to see if I went to the website myself, and let's see. Looks like that. Oh, this is exciting. This looks good. She is really trying to get this off the ground here, and I think that if she can get the support that she needs, she is going to build a pretty major thing here. I also see her on Facebook at Shanice Hollings. So for those of you that are out there, you can connect to Shanice SHANISE Hollings HOLLINGS Shanice Hollings. Now we weren't able to finish our interview with her, but trust me when I say it ain't over. All right, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, and in this case, the fat man sings. Okay, so. I am going to, just say that we are going to continue to try to hear what's going on with Shanice and try to get more about her and just get this story out. We talked to her before about books and all of that kind of stuff, but go to her website on Facebook. I would say go to her Facebook site and look up Shanice Hollins on Facebook. She lives in Phoenix, but she's from Chicago, Illinois. And
I just found him.
You just found her. Okay, good.
She's the CEO of Real Mompreneurs. Is that her?
Yeah, that's her. Real Mompreneurs Love Living.
Yes.
Real Mompreneurs Love Living. So, yes. So if you're out there,
motivational speaker, travel consultant, chief executive, officer, all right.
Yeah, that's her. And so we want to encourage all of you. Unfortunately, we've come close to the end of our time here, and normally we give our guests opportunity to say some final words. And we lost her, and that's unfortunate that we lost her. But we always say, if you're in the middle of a domestic violence situation right now, if you're being abused, if you feel unsafe, whatever your situation is, please go to 1-800-799-SAFE, SAFE. Please get help. Don't do like so many other people have done and just hoped it would go away. Get help. Kalila's a victim of domestic violence. I'm a victim of molestation. I was too young to know what to do, and often we find ourselves in places where we feel stuck. We can't do anything. But nowadays, things have changed, you can get some help. So wherever you are, I admonish you, please get help. Be safe. Don't let your children be exposed to this violent situation. Now, you may have to work on your marriage separately. Well, do that. Get whatever you need to get, but don't put your children in the situation. In fact, your children can be taken from you if the authorities see that you are allowing your kids to be exposed and you're not doing anything about it. Okay. So, Kalila, give me 10 seconds of something good to say.
Remember that your life is irreplaceable, but anything materialistic can be. Money can be replaced. All those things can be replaced, but your life, your kids' life, none of that can be replaced. So don't take that for granted.
All right. Please hear that. Don't take it for granted. Hey, to each and every one of you, thank you for tuning in. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but thank you for tuning in, and we will make sure as best as possible to provide for you the very best show that we can. But in the meantime, until next time we come around, this is Crises here on Elation Radio. Thank you. God bless you. And as we always say at the end of every one of our episodes, agape always. All right. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.
Agape.
Feel it ready.
da, da, da.